Now this one is very nuanced because there's a fine line you have to walk when you're carrying this one out. And what I'm talking about is the 25th law of power in Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. And the 25th law is recreate yourself. Now the book goes into not letting others define you, which I 110% agree with, because people will try to put you in a box. And if I find it, I'll put that video up here somewhere, that just don't put yourself in a box. But it also talks about making yourself look larger than life, and that's the part that I sort of have an issue with. Now, making yourself larger in life and having that big hype around you will attract people to you, it'll give you more power, and that's all fine and dandy. But if it's all BS, then what does that get you? You have to keep up a front, and that's my main problem with it. Eventually, you're going to be found out when it comes to something like that, but I do believe in recreating yourself. If you don't like your life, you don't like how it's going, who you are, it's up to you to change it and do it. Like, don't put this big mask on. I'm not about masks. I'm about, like, people being genuine and authenticity. And if you happen to be larger in life and that's your authentic self, then congratulations, man. Like, seriously. But back to the recreation. If you don't like your life, change it. You put in the work. And it sucks. It's a long, hard process. Trust me, I've done it all when it comes to that. And it's going to be a little bit of work every day. And next thing you know, you are at that point. Like, you are at the place that you want to be. You are larger than life. And, like, I don't even mean to gas myself up when I say this personal bit. It's like, I was smart when I was younger, but I wasn't like how I am now. And I didn't see myself as that big of a person, like influential, anything like that. But I worked on myself. I decided there was things that I needed to change, and I changed it, and I did things, and the legend of me has, like, grown. And people, like, look up to me, and, like, me, like, for example, just me going to live in Ecuador for 3 months, like, being from a small town where no one really moves and nothing really changes, me doing that, like, I didn't realize how much people looked at me like I was larger than life. And I was like, yeah, I was scared to leave the freaking airport when I first got there. It was very nerve-wracking, but got through it and everything was fine, and, like, lived there and came back being like, yeah, no big deal. I wasn't trying to gas myself up over that either. But people looked at me like I was larger than life. And then just other things, like me being someone who constantly likes to learn and constantly likes to figure out how to do things, and I have that thirst for knowledge. With the help of Google, I can do damn near anything, and people are sort of baffled by it. And on the opposite side, I'm baffled by how people can't, you know what I mean? Like, because I see how easy it is. But enough of gassing myself up. Like, my point is, I recreated myself to be the way that I want it to be. Like, forget what other people think, you know what I mean? Like, if I have an issue with myself and with how my life is going, I change it, and you should do the same. And if you feel like you need to recreate yourself, do it. I always use the analogy of the phoenix, and I have in one of my previous videos. I'm going to point up here right now, but I doubt I'm going to put that video in, although I could, who knows. But sometimes you have to just burn it all down. Like, if you're trying to make drastic changes, you're trying to go in, like, a new direction, like, and you just, like, have, like, really crappy habits, or whatever the case may be, set yourself ablaze. Metaphorically. YouTube. Relax. Set yourself ablaze metaphorically. Burn it all down, and birth yourself from the ashes of that, brand new. I've done that multiple times in my life. I feel like I've lived multiple lives almost in this one lifetime, because I've had to change and adapt, and yet burn myself down and come out anew fresh. And there are certain things I held on to because like, that's stuff that I liked about myself, but there's a lot that I changed. Even I was talking the other day about, like, with one of my buddies, about how I've been the kind of person, and this isn't normal, that I have so much experience with things partially because I've done a lot of different jobs, and my knowledge base is so wide that, like, sort of like amazed. He's like, how do people do that? And I was just like, I don't know, you just do it. Like, you just find your ways into places. That's the way the universe has worked for me, at least. But enough rambling. Recreate yourself. Make yourself the person that you actually want to be, TLDR. And don't do it just by putting up a mask and being fake, because you will be found out. Whether it takes a week, a month, a year, you will be found out. People can, especially nowadays, can almost like feel the disingenuousness of someone. And they might not be able to place it right away, but they'll be like, oh, this person's a fraud. You don't want to be a fraud. And if you're going to be a fraud when you recreate yourself, you might as well just start all over again. Scrap that project and do it up, because you don't want to be fake. We're done with fake people in this world. You could be an asshole, but as long as you're real, I respect it. But that's enough for me. If you don't know me, my name is Brendan. This is The Lost Tribe. If you like this content, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this law, and if you have anything to say about it, and if you made it this far, hit that subscribe button, because clearly you like the content. Once again, Brendan, Lost Tribe. Peace out, Cub Scout.